carry the seeds of greatness within us, but we need an image as a point of focus in order that they may sprout. Welcome to the Meet Your Mentor TV show. My name is Daniela Eduasari, and I'm excited to be your host. The Meet Your Mentor TV show is a television program for the youth across Africa. It's an initiative that gives young adults the needed skills, knowledge, and experiences to build a career. Today on the show, we have an expert in gynecology and obstetrics with a special focus on fetal-maternal medicine and infertility. He's the founding medical director and CEO of Medifem Multi-Specialist and Fertility Center. He also lectures at a 37 military hospital and the University of Ghana Medical School. Ladies and gentlemen, when we come back, we'll have time to interact with our mentor. We'll be right back. You're welcome back from the break. I am too anxious to meet our mentor for today. So ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Dr. Richard Banful. Dr. Banful, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
You seem to be very popular. Your name precedes you.
I hope it's positive popularity.
Let's hope so too. Yeah. So tell us, who is Dr. Banful? We're curious.
Dr. Banful is a 60 plus retiring.
Retiring, not retired.
No, not retired. No, okay. I'm not retarded.
Okay.
Consultant obstetrician gynecologist,
okay.
Who owns a busy specialist hospital and who loves enhancing life and creating life.
Right, that's true.
If I'm allowed to use those words.
Yes, yes, that's absolutely apt. So tell us about your educational background. What schools did you go to?
We started primary school in Kumasi. Wrote my common entrance in those days. It's not the SHSs that you have these days. Went to Infancy School in Cape Coast. Got to University of Ghana Medical School. In our time, 600 applicants, 50 were chosen, and I was one of them. Because I went there with straight A's. O-levels, we had 6 ones. Finished Ghana Medical School, did my internship, and like most of my classmates, we disappeared from Ghana. Found myself in Southern Africa, where I did my postgraduate training, came out with my PhDs. I actually got 4 of them.
You've got 4 PhDs?
Yes, 2 PhDs I acquired, I earned through exams and blah, blah, blah,
okay.
blah. And the other 2 by peer review.
Right.
Your peers think you are good enough that they give it to you.
Then we should be calling you doctor.
No, just doctor. Just doctor.
But
one doctor is enough.
One doctor is enough?
Yes.
Okay. Tell us about your career. How did it all start? Have you always wanted to be in the field?
Strangely enough, yes. When I was young, 10-ish, 9, 10-ish, whenever I went to hospital and I saw a doctor in a white coat with a stethoscope around their neck wearing glasses, oh, I died. I so badly wanted to be a doctor that when I was going to write my A-levels, behind my book I had written October 10th will find us there. Now October 10th was the reopening date for University of Ghana Medical School. And I was in lower 6. So a whole year before, I had said that October 10th will find me there. Wow. And October 10th came the following year and I was there. But prior to that, again, in my around age 10 or so, a science fair was brought to Kumasi at the time, Kumasi Cultural Center. And I went and saw an experiment which I later on performed in medical school. But this experiment was, a frog had been pithed. When we say pithed, we had actually damaged the brain there, dissected, saw the heart beating, hooked the heart onto a chymograph. A chymograph was rotating, so the heart experiment, you see, as the heart beat, it was going around there with the waves. I was so intrigued by that. So as soon as I got home, I caught 2 frogs, put them under a tin, and in our time, you had to do your homework or housework before you played. Otherwise, gee, what the old lady will do to you, you'll forget your name. So after I finished, I picked up a little quarrel with my cousin who was staying with us, and he went and kicked the tin open and the toads ran away. It was the biggest fight I've ever had in my life. And after we quarreled, my mother called both of us and gave it to us again.
For fighting.
But that didn't stop me from wanting to be a doctor. And I'm glad I did what I wanted to do.
Why gynecology? Why not anything else, dentistry?
I actually wanted to be a physician specialist.
Okay.
But physician specialists, you're looking after the very old people. Each time you get back to work in the morning, 10–50% of the patients had died. It wasn't that nice to me, even though it's very exciting academically. And I also liked obstetrics and gynecology. In other words, looking after women when they get pregnant or even before they do and all that. And the difference is that the patients I look after now are usually young, very grateful. But the downside of it is, if you lose one, it hits you like a stone. Yeah.
Right. We'll come to that. We'll come to, because definitely as a doctor, you've probably lost some patients in the field.
You would.
Yeah, definitely.
You would.
So we'll talk about that later. But tell us, what values drive you?
Excellence. Discipline. That's it.
Excellence and discipline. Why these two?
If you're going to succeed in life, you must get goals. Mediocrity is a word I don't know how to spell. So you must aim and aim at the top.
Right.
And to be able to get to the top, you must be disciplined to get there. It involves a lot of hard work. Yes.
Interesting.
Right.
A lot of people up the ladder talk about discipline. When you say discipline, exactly what do you mean?
Self-discipline. Being able to impose nature on yourself, all right, and living up to it. Let me give you a little example. I was told that we'll start the show at 10 o'clock this morning. I got here at 20 to 9. I gave myself a whole hour so that I will be here before it starts. I wake up every morning at 3:30.
Every single morning?
Every single morning. And I read quite a bit every day. So yes.
Interesting. And those values have gotten you where you are today?
Probably.
Okay, let's talk about juggling your responsibilities. You currently have roles at 3 different places. The 37 Military Hospital, the University of Ghana Medical School.
A little correction.
Okay.
I have roles at the military hospital.
Okay.
I'm no longer at the University of Ghana Medical School.
Okay.
Because I told I was a retiring, 60 plus.
Okay, so
And
that's
then,
one of the...
And then I'm full-time at Medifem Specialist Hospital.
Okay.
That takes a lot of my energies.
Right. How do you balance those two?
Planning, discipline,
Right.
excellence.
I guess so. So we want to know, how do you approach risk?
You can't go through life without taking risks, but calculated risks. You don't cross a street where cars are running at 100 kilometers an hour with your eyes closed. That's foolish risk. So you plan properly for any situation you're getting in. Then the risk, the negative aspects of the risk gets reduced. You may not always succeed,
Right.
but hey, you'd have done your best.
What's the biggest risk you've ever taken that has worked for you?
Relocating back to Ghana. I thought I was a prosperous gynecologist in South Africa. Actually, I was doing well. And I decided I would come back to Ghana, back home, 15 years ago.
Why did you decide to come back?
I was fed up with the country to start off with. And also, I didn't think I had reached my potential
Over there.
over there. And a bit of the fact that, see, if you're in somebody else's country and you seem to be doing well, you become a target.
Right.
Okay. So with all that, I packed bag and baggage and I came back. And I wish I had come back earlier.
Because it worked for you
Oh,
when you
yes.
came back.
Yes.
So deciding to come back to Ghana from
South Africa.
South Africa, did that do anything to make people trust you better?
Yes, but I had to be on top of my game.
Right.
I had to know what I was doing and be committed to what I was doing. For example, I must have been one of the first consultant gynecologists in Accra who would consistently start working at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I would go to work at 6 until at about 9 before going to 37.
Okay.
Because the very first time I came, I went to 37 after I'd been employed. I was told you start work at 7:30. So I get there at 7:15 and nothing seemed to be happening. At 8 o'clock, one of the sister in charge of the ward said, "Doctor, here has to see you. We don't need you here now. There's nothing for you to do now." Then I forgot that I was a consultant. The other doctors must come to work first and all that. So they would only be ready for me at about 9:30.
So why not just say we need you at 9:30 instead of saying?
In the military, you start work at 7:30, madam.
Okay, but anyway.
And we had signed the code of conduct. Even though I was a civilian, working in a military institution, I had to sign a code of conduct.
Yes, but so my point is that if they only need you at 9:30, why would you be there at 7:30 doing nothing for 2 hours?
Well, you're supposed to be there at 7:30. The system, they just didn't get ready for you.
Ah, right, I see. Anyway, we've been interacting with Dr. Richard Banful. We'll go on a quick commercial break. We'll be back. You're welcome back. So, you mentioned earlier that sometimes because you deal with a lot of young people, when you lose them, it hits hard. And that will probably be one of the biggest challenges in your field of work. How do you handle that?
Very difficult. Very, very difficult. But we get by. Yes. There have been times, and thankfully, it's very rare. But when you've worked hard on a woman whose only crime, so to speak, was she wanted to have a baby, and you lose her at the time of delivery, it hits you very hard. The last time it happened some years back, I switched off for a week. I didn't go to work. Yeah.
And in that particular case, what happened? Or you don't want to relive it?
Let's not relive it.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We're just
remember, there is a professional confidentiality.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. That's okay. So, what's been the most valuable lesson you've learned in your entire career?
Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Be disciplined. Have faith. You ought to be able to believe in a supernatural being. Even if you won't call that supernatural being God or what, have faith, but also have confidence in your abilities.
That brings to mind a question. You seem to have had it very easy when you were going through your education in terms of the grades. So you made straight A's, went to the medical school and all of that.
Sorry, none of it came on a silver platter.
Okay.
We had to work very hard at it. To the extent, and I'll tell a little secret, that I hope the company that sells it will pay me for this. I drink a lot of coffee.
Okay.
And I always say that if it wasn't coffee, I wouldn't have passed my O-levels, my A-levels, first degree, second degree, third degree. All right. Because you had to set up long hours to study. And you have to do it repetitively. Because the volume of work you got to cover, there are a lot.
Right. Did you come from a good home in terms of finances?
No. Both parents, my mother started life as a teacher, father was as a teacher. They both ended up in corporate Ghana, as it were. There are 9 children.
And you're number?
2.
Wow.
All alive and well. But both parents are deceased.
Interesting. So how did you manage?
How did I manage?
Through school?
Amongst us, the 9, one of them is a big woman in Accra here, whose name shall not be mentioned. She's a big lawyer. She just served on the commission.
We'll go and do our investigation. She has your surname, right?
No, she's Mrs. She's a professor.
We'll still do our investigation.
And I have another, number 7 is also a professor.
Okay.
At Tech. And I'm here, the others. So educationally, we did well, and we have done well.
Okay.
And because of that, we become independent of each other.
Okay.
I should have told them I was coming to do this. They would all have been here.
Very supportive.
Yes, very supportive.
Right. But, I mean, how did you get to be financed through school? Because definitely medical school is not a walk in the park. So how did you get the financial support that you needed?
When we entered medical school in our time, it was free.
Okay.
Yes. But you required some pocket money and sometimes books. That wasn't easy. But we got by. So we spent time in the library. It wasn't now that you have everything on your mobile phone. Now the whole library is on the mobile phone. There at that time you had to go and sit in the library, borrow the books, and read them.
So let's talk a bit about gynecology and obstetrics. What really goes into it? What's it all about?
Gynecology involves the beginning of life and women's diseases of the female genital tract.
Okay.
And obstetrics, it's quite a, sometimes we don't even know where one starts or the other begins. But obstetrics is once the embryo, and embryo meaning once the fertilized egg is growing, obstetrics takes off from there until the baby is born.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. You've obviously dealt with a lot of young women, right?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you notice about how well they keep their reproductive system or their, what did you call it?
Yes.
Yeah, their, whatever. Anyway, how well, what have you noticed about the trend? Are we equipped with enough knowledge about our bodies? Are we equipped with enough knowledge about how to take care of our bodies and all of that?
I think you're equipped with too much knowledge and sometimes conflicting knowledge.
Okay.
The internet is a very big tool. Good tool, but sometimes not so good because we don't understand all that we read of it. The sort of patients that I see are women who, before she comes to you, she would read about her condition. So it's up to me to try and guide her through the minefield of what she would have read and suggest a treatment modality for her. But yes, people are very educated, very discerning too.
Okay.
That's why I said that coming from outside is not a guarantee. You must be on top of your game. You ought to be able to explain to the person in simple language what's wrong with her. And you can only do that if you understand what's going on to be able to translate it into English. Because medicine is not always English, you see.
Yeah. So would like to find out from you, what is one thing that you wish you had done that you didn't? Or something that you've regretted not doing in your life?
Regretted not coming back to Ghana early.
Okay.
And sometimes, it's very rare, I tell myself, why did I become a doctor? Because it can consume you. You won't have any life. Seriously. Your whole life is woven around trying to enhance other people's lives.
Right.
And if you are not careful, you will neglect your own life.
Has there ever been a point in time that you felt that you probably shut yourself from your job for some time to, have some me time? Has it ever come to that? Have you ever had to do that?
Me time, there's no me time.
But you are important as well.
Unless I travel out of Ghana.
Okay.
But even when I travel out of Ghana, I still call my hospital at 4 a.m. Ghana time, wherever I am. So if 4 a.m. Ghana time is midnight wherever I am, I still keep awake, phone and find out what has happened during the day. Who is ill there? What has been going on? And if I don't call them, they will call me and disturb my sleep. See, it's a system I have there.
Right.
Yeah. That's why I'm saying that it's very consuming. And the advice attached to that is, if you're a doctor or planning to be a doctor, get a hobby. And take that hobby seriously. A hobby that will relax you. It took me a long while to realize that. So I play golf.
I hear golf is for rich people. Is that true?
It's for people who want to exercise. There is nothing cheap in the world. Yes, it can be a bit expensive, but it's a very...
So you just confirmed it.
Very good, addictive game.
Okay.
If I wasn't coming here this early, I would have been on the golf course.
Interesting.
Yes.
I see.
And you play around, and you walked 3 kilometers, 2 rounds, 6 kilometers. Sweat it out, then you go home.
I see. Talking about exercise, so who takes care of the doctor when the doctor is sick?
Doctors take care of doctors.
Okay.
And doctors are very bad patients.
Interesting.
It is true. I'm sorry I'm letting out a secret. My colleagues, my apologies, don't hit me. But we are very bad patients.
Why?
And we are difficult patients.
I see.
Because we don't obey instructions.
Because you feel you know better.
We are just difficult.
That's interesting.
We are difficult because I think we think we are smart, we are intelligent, we can get away with it when it comes to our own life. Until we start going downhill. Yes.
I see. Dr. Banful, what are you most proud of?
Quite a few things. But what I'm proud of and being happy with is being able, through me or my institution, give children to an otherwise subfertile couple. A woman or couples who've been harassed, abused by society because of their difficulty in having children. And if we use modern technology to get them their children, it makes me very proud. I am the vice president of the Fertility Society of Ghana. We just finished an international conference last night. And we are all very proud of what we're able to do. We don't always succeed. And that's when we also cry with the patient.
If you're out there and you're watching as well, you have questions, you can drop them on our social media handles and follow us on all our social media handles. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. Thank you so much, Dr. Banful.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you that you could join us here on the Meet Your Mentor Show. My name is Daniela Eduasari. We'll be back same time next week with another exciting episode with another honorable mentor. See you next week.
Thank you.